If you're thinking about doing some base training this winter, then stay tuned and I'll go through how to do a Maffetone style base training plan to get through the winter and get you prepared for either next year's racing season or just be able to run with more enjoyment next year. Hi, I'm Sherpa Herb. I'm an online running coach for runners over 50 years old and the founder of the Forever Runner Method. In this video, I'll go into a training plan, Maffetone style. This is a recording that I did in front of my Facebook group. So I'll cut over to that right now, and then at the end I'll wrap it up. So here we go. Now, what I'll talk about today is just kind of instead of a standard training plan, I'll just go through briefly the more personalized approach that I use. But you need to realize that this is only one part of the three main keys of being able to pull this off. The other is your nutrition, and the other is mobility. But just for running specific, the real key to running longevity is building a strong aerobic base, and the best way to do that is low heart rate training over a period of months, because this is no quick fix method. What you're doing is turning on your primal default systems, your metabolisms and muscular systems to operate the way they were built, and take advantage of that. So it's low heart rate training. We use the Maffetone method formula, 180 minus your age, and there can be some corrections depending on your individual situation, and that's the basis, and that's how you can individualize your training, because that half marathon training plan you got, it's for 20-year-olds, it's for 50-year-olds. And that's just insane. It just doesn't work that way. So you need to step back and personalize your training. And then a heart rate doesn't lie. It will tell you where your fitness is at, or at least as far as your aerobic development is. So we use that formula, and then in order to build your aerobic capacity, you want to be able to run consistently and as frequent as possible. So running 4 to 6 times a week is ideal. You don't have to run a long ways, but it's important to get those reps in, get that frequency in, to start to build up your aerobic system if you haven't developed it already. And also we want to add a long run into the mix. So every week you do your shorter runs, and then one time a week you do a long run, which is like 1.5 times the length of one of your midweek runs, let's say, to get started. And that's kind of your weekly plan. And if you like, every week you can bump your mileage up 5 to 10% if you want to increase your mileage, or you can add an extra day running if you want to increase your frequency. But you don't necessarily have to. It's just depending on what your ultimate goals are. But as a basis, you want to do those frequent runs consistently and have that long run. Then about once every fourth week, we want to do a recovery week. So a lot of people doing base training will just slog on through, all winter doing the same thing for 3 months, let's say. But we actually, every fourth week, we want to take a recovery week where we reduce our mileage or our time, whichever one you're using. We want to reduce that by 40 or 50%. And there's a couple ways to do that. One of the easiest is just skip your long run that week, and then for your remaining runs, reduce those to 60 to 70% of their time or their mileage, whatever you're going by. And you should, at a minimum, have 2 or 3 rest days where you're not actually running. Now, obviously, we want you moving every day, so it's not like couch time we're talking about. But for actual running, we just want to tone it down every fourth week, and then you go through the cycle again, where you'll go 3 weeks of your standard running, and you might be increasing mileage or you might not, and then that fourth week again, ratchet it down. And this will give you a very robust base building program to get you through the winter. Now, the one thing a lot of people leave out is that we still want to support that your anaerobic system or your fast twitch muscles. We want to keep them involved. So the way we do that is every 2 weeks to 10 days, we do a sprint session, and you only do this on a day that you feel really good. It isn't like it's on the plan and that day you have to do it no matter what. It's just within 2 weeks or 10 days, on a day you're feeling good, just go, hey, I think I'll go out and do a sprint session. And what this is a 15-minute warm-up, a series of 4 to 6 sprints, only 10 to 15 seconds long with at least a 60-second rest, and then a 15-minute cool down, and you're done. And it may seem, well, that's not very hard. I didn't do much, but what we're trying to do is we're not trying to tear you up and somehow that makes you stronger and faster. What we're doing is we're just rewiring your newer muscular system so it understands what you're trying to accomplish here and get all that wiring set in place. So when you want to go faster, it knows what to turn on and what to do. And on top of that, these sprint sessions, even though you won't feel it the next day, you won't be sore or tired if you do them correctly, but they'll give you a big boost in human growth hormone, and you'll it really helps trigger additional fat loss and energy and longevity by doing these. And plus, if you do them on the grass barefoot, you feel like you're a kid again out there because it's just a very quick, short sprint, and it's probably the best reason to be a runner is the ability to do that, because there's so many health benefits from being able to do short sprints like that. So, like I said, a lot of people don't incorporate that, but it's real important to put that in as part of your program. And then the last thing, when doing base training, instead of slogging through the winter, just going along and not really knowing how you're improving, we do what's called a math test, where we actually, either on a track or in a flat surface, we do kind of a 3-mile time trial, taking our time each time after each mile at your calculated MAF heart rate, and comparing that every month. And basically, that's your gauge or measurement on whether you're actually improving or not. And so what that would look like is you would run around the track, and if you're just starting out, this can be very frustrating. You might be really slow. You might be doing 12-minute miles, 14-minute miles. You might barely even be able to run. But that first one you do before you start the training sets the base. And then after doing this base training for a month, you would do another test at the same place, same route, same time of day, as much as possible, and check your time. And if you did 12-minute miles the month prior, and now you're doing 11.5-minute miles, then the system's, what you're doing is working, and you're showing improvement. If you're at 12-minute miles, you're probably not doing anything wrong. It's just going to take a little longer. For some people, this process takes a little longer than others. If you're dramatically starting to slow down, you still might want to hang with it for another month, just to check to see if what you're doing is actually working or not. But that's where coaches like myself can help you through that process, because even though aerobic training is so important and so helpful for your running, when you're first getting started, it can be very frustrating, and there's so many nuances involved in getting it right and proceeding quickly, especially for runners in their 50s and 60s and 70s. I had to find out the hard way that how to get fat adapted and build your aerobic system so that everything works together. But I figured it out, and I've got all the MAF training and primal health training now, where I can really help you get through this process quickly, and not have to get as frustrated as I did when I first started. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there. That's a plan that you can try out through this winter. I highly recommend doing it. You'll find that if you're competitive, it'll make a huge difference in your races. And if you're not competitive, you'll see a huge difference in your energy efficiency and enjoyment of your running. And you won't have to worry about getting injured again if you follow the whole program. So it's definitely the best way I've found that we can run till we're 100. So So anyway, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching this training. If you're interested in subscribing to my channel, click the button there and subscribe, because I put out these trainings every Thursday. And if you're interested in this method and would like to talk to me to see if we should work together or not, I'll put a link down in the description where you can schedule a Zoom call, and we can kind of go over your situation and just see if I can help you out. So that's it for now. See you in the next video.